Hey guys, Brian here. Just a little bit of a quick bumper. Got a great podcast episode here with Nick Carlson and his dad, Craig. Nick's dad, his senior, which is really, really cool. I just wanted to hop on here for just a quick second. It is the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Just a little language disclaimer. It's unfiltered, okay? I do try to keep it Disney, keep it PG-13 on the show. But, you get some great guests on. They don't have a filter. Truthfully, I usually don't have a filter when I'm hanging out with my buddies. I keep it clean on YouTube. I keep it clean on the podcast. I know a lot of you guys listen with your kids and, or share it with your friends or family. Today's podcast episode, one of the best I've ever recorded. Not because of anything that I did. I just hit start and hit stopped. But Nick and Craig, just one of the most raw, coolest, candid conversations you'll ever have with grown men, talking about trophies, talking about winning, talking about having a winning attitude. That being said, Nick and Craig, they don't have a filter. A lot of F-bombs, a lot of B-bombs, a lot of S-bombs, a lot of great, just regular, man banter. Okay, it's like locker room talk. It was really, really good. But if you got kids, probably not the episode for them. Maybe you have to check this one out later tonight without them, unless you got a kid that's 15 plus or something, whatever. You decide what's appropriate. But there is some swearing in this one, so I just want to give a little PSA. That being said, absolutely love Nick, absolutely love Craig. What they're doing is just huge, huge, huge. Big things over there in the greater Maryland area. And they're just awesome individuals, okay? So that being said, buckle in. I'm telling you, it's going to be a charged up ride. But I just want to put a little disclaimer on here that it's unfiltered and then there's unfiltered, if you know what I mean. And today's unfiltered squared, all right? So that's it. We'll see you guys inside the episode. Let's go.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
I don't do podcasts.
It's the same thing as a race car helmet thingy.
I just heard somebody I've never heard before.
Yourself.
Yeah.
And normally you have somebody else yelling at you on the racetrack?
I'm usually doing the yelling.
Yes.
Well, here, turn it just a little bit, because now it's like pointing to the moon. There you go.
How's that?
For the guy who's always coaching people on the racetrack, no wonder you're never getting better. You can't hear the damn coaching.
Most time I was yanking the plug out of the helmet going, shut up!
I heard that with on Days of Thunder, right?
I'm sure.
He was just like, I'm dropping the hammer, Harry.
Yeah.
Don't you drop the hammer.
No, you're not.
Robin's racing. Classic. All right, well, I hit record because we should hit record 30 minutes ago.
We should have.
Because we've already been talking big boy stuff. You guys are always making me laugh, always making me... I enjoy coming here, I'll tell you that. Like, you get to go hang out on the road, go meet people. And it's like, you're always talking shop, talking business. But I told Liz, I said, when I get to go hang out with the mulch mate guys, I feel like they're friends.
Yeah,
we are.
And,
yeah,
try to be.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. And I'm like, it's not work, so we just get to talk, hang out, cut up, usually talk shit. And it's about what it is. But anyway, well, let's do this real quick. Let's talk business just for a second. Like, given the macro, why are we even here? Because you're having a really great day.
Yep.
A lot of folks coming in and out. And just a little bit of a little soft touch for the community.
Yeah, watch this. Have at it, old man.
Oh, God, here we go.
So first off, for everybody listening, my old man Craig is joining us. This is the first time we've ever podcast together, ever.
Have you ever done a podcast?
I've done one or two.
Okay.
Have you?
But not with you.
Not with me. I know
No,
that.
I did
Really?
I did it with Kyle.
So now I got to milk it on the title, like world exclusive.
Yeah.
Craig.
Yeah, the guy that's better than Nick.
I don't just talk to anybody.
Okay. Oh my God. Dude,
See?
the story first with the watches. Now this.
Yeah.
Where do I get it from? Where do you get it from?
It actually is true. Like, I tell people, don't call me.
Yeah.
I only answer certain phone calls.
That's so funny. I feel like, am I in the inner circle, or is he just really nice to me today?
He's being nice to you. He normally rip your face off. That was the thing when we started this business. His goal was, don't fucking talk to me.
Don't talk to me.
Sorry, am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah, it's unfiltered. It's unfiltered.
So yeah, he'll be like, no one talk to me. I don't want anybody to like me. Just screw off. That was his mentality. My mentality going to all this was like, let's make this cohesive, great, ecosystem of a business. And he's just like, no, fuck you.
Screw that. I want to sit in my office. I don't want anybody to ever talk to me.
Yep.
Right.
My employees, you want to talk to me? Go through Nick.
There you go.
Good cop, bad cop.
But you still got to talk to customers, right?
No, we do not let him talk to customers.
No.
It depends.
Yeah. Good seeing ya. We'll see you, girl. Okay. That's funny. But hey, you got to work in your strike zones, right?
Yeah. No, he does talk to customers. He's very passionate. So go. Who are you?
Sir.
Oh my God! Now I'm on the spot. I don't know what to say.
Well, you got the legacy here. That your son's taking over and kicking butt, and you got to be proud.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I've groomed him to be who he is today. Everything he is because of me.
Yeah.
All the good stuff. Stuff. Right.
Exactly.
All the bad stuff he picked. Everybody picks up bad habits, right?
That's from his mother.
Oh, yeah.
I got my looks from my mother. I know that.
Oh,
Dang.
I keep saying, dude, you got the blonde hair, the blue eyes, and like the Viking build.
Yeah.
I'm like, you should probably have your genome like in some frozen lab somewhere.
sure.
Because when the world ends and they got to repopulate,
The big strong ones.
Yeah, exactly. You're good stock, bro. Let's go.
That's the crazy thing. Everybody in my family, all my grandkids, everybody's blonde hair, blue eyes.
We're talking about that, yeah.
I'm the only one that doesn't have blue eyes.
What color are your eyes? Hazel?
Hazel.
Teal?
Hazel. He always says brown. They're hazel.
No, they're hazel.
It's because he's full of shit.
They get browner as
The darker the night, the longer the day.
Yes.
Boy, he has some really brown eyes,
Yeah.
I don't know where you go with that, but good luck. So how long have you guys known each other, right?
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh.
What's the pivot there?
So
Too long.
So Craig is my old man and my business partner.
Yep.
Between 8 and 5, he's Craig.
Yep.
After 5 o'clock, he's Bappa. Are you leaving, Brian?
Oh, it's
See
a
you,
pleasure, dude. Yeah,
Good
I'll
to
see you
see
around for sure. Yeah, see you had to quit. Yeah. So you known him your whole life?
Yeah, no, my whole life. But basically, I had come up with the whole Mulchman idea, and I'd gone to him and basically begged him to quit doing what he's doing. We'll get into all that later, but
Okay.
He ultimately agreed,
Mhm.
and now we're business partners in all this, and he allows me to get very aggressive.
Yeah.
So he'll keep me grounded. Of course, he's a father, right? He's the foundation to the whole family.
Yeah.
And
It's my job to pull back on the reins.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So that's who Craig is. You speak for yourself. You don't tell your age because nobody wants to know how old you are, you old fart.
When when your social security number is single digits, you don't have to tell. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Double digits. Come on.
yeah. Back when Moses and I were crossing the Red Sea.
Right. So the reason I wanted him on here is because he is, if I can get him to break out of his shell on this podcast, it's going to be a lot of fun. 'Cause
Okay.
He's me times 10.
You have a lot of wisdom. Every time I talk to you, it's a good conversation. I'm like, this guy knows his stuff just as much
yeah.
and more than anybody I talk to.
Thank you.
And a lot of wisdom. I mean, yeah, we're talking parenting, life, kids, family. Because you're asking how's Liz, how's the family, how's the house and all that stuff. Like, I feel like genuinely you care, and I feel like people know you as much as they know Nick. You're at every trade show, every conference. You guys are always coming and supporting. So you're all in.
I just don't get to do all the videos.
Yeah. All the fancy.
And smile pretty and get noticed. And
Well, so a lot of folks know Nick and the Mulchmate story to a degree. I mean, if you want to do the abridged version, that's fine. But also, so how did you get involved with Nick and everything? Because he had the landscape company before, but you weren't part of that or anything, obviously.
I'll give you a little recap.
Yeah.
I grew up dirt poor.
Okay.
And I'm talking like government cheese, living in projects. It was horrible. And I got into office equipment, office automation, printers, copiers, computers, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And that's what I did for 30 years.
Oh, okay.
And when he was growing up, I always said, I don't want you to be part of this business because it's kind of a mature business that's going down.
Okay.
So you need to step out on your own, figure out what you're going to do. He started mowing grass like everybody does, turned his...
Back then, though, there wasn't that many people doing it.
When did you start? 2005, 6, 7?
No, 2000.
2000. Okay.
Yeah.
How old are you? 30,
38.
38. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he was out mowing grass and turned it into a multi-million-dollar business. And
Okay.
then he came up with this Mulchmate idea.
Yeah.
And I helped him to create. I know a lot about electronics, and he and I, in the racing realm that we worked in, we know how to fabricate.
Yeah.
Fabricate. So we know how to make things fast, light, and strong.
Okay.
So that's what we needed to do in order to build the Mulchmate. So we combined efforts, got it to where it is now, and
The rest is history.
yeah. And
Wow.
got to a point once we got the patents, and I knew that we had that secured. I said, okay, I can retire and go play golf and get lazy.
That's lame.
He hates when I say this. But no, I decided to spend all the money I have, dump it into a manufacturing company.
Take a chance.
Start all over again.
Right.
That Daytona on your wrist looks pretty good that you weren't going to have.
Oh my gosh.
We won't talk about expensive watches.
some a lot of folks listening. I did a show talking about watches because like life is crazy, folks. Like the things won't make you happy, but we do a lot of this stuff for our families and then for the things. And if you say you don't, you lie about other things too.
Oh yeah.
No, like a watch or a car or whatever is like a horrible motivational tool. But once you get there, you hit that goal, you hit that revenue mark or that profit, or you have a good year, dude. You got to reward yourself. You got to. I'm a big, stick and carrot kind of guy. Like I love goals. You have to set goals.
I live off of trophies. I talk about trophies all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody wants money, but I'm not doing this because of money.
Mhm.
I'm doing it because of trophies.
Mm.
In racing, it was all about winning, holding up that trophy and going, I did it. I set out for this goal and I did it. Same thing in this business is I wanted to be able to set certain goals and go, I freaking did it.
Wow.
And so the Rolex is one of those goals.
Yeah.
It's like I finally got to a point that I can just say, let me have it. And that's exactly what I use it for.
What's the trophy mean to you? Like getting first or being on the podium finish?
It's just success. I said I was going to do it. I don't care how freaking hard it was. I stuck to it and I got it and I won.
Yeah.
The absolute best attribute that he has is he'll get very down on himself. And then he's able to then take in all the frustrations, all the problems that we all deal with. And he's able to somehow manifest them all into this corralled space. And then he's able to then pick them off one by one. And it's ugly getting through it because he's bitching and complaining like we all do. But he does it better than anybody else I know. Where he's able to like acknowledge the problems and fix them.
Okay.
Right. And that is absolutely one of his strongest suits.
Well, where does that come from? Like, why would you have that solution mindset? What we call fix it mentality? I don't know.
I don't know where it came from, but if I had to, if you forced me to say something, it's like back when you were young and you couldn't afford to buy a car.
Right.
You had a piece of shit you drove around all day long and something breaks. Well, if something breaks and it's one problem, you can get by. You go, I'll fix it later. But something else breaks and something else breaks and something else breaks. Now you're driving around in a piece of crap.
Right.
That barely keeps moving. I found that when a problem comes up, you solve it right away.
Mm.
Then it's just one problem.
Sure.
Not 10 problems you're trying to deal with. And it makes it easier to knock it out, get it out of the way, and move on.
Wow.
I think it came from my mother.
1% better every day kind of stuff over here? What?
No. My mother was a piece of shit.
Okay.
That's what it was. And she would always, when I was either young or not even born yet, she'd go to my father and be like, "Oh, you can't do that." And he would go back to her and be like, "Fuck you, watch me."
Wow.
And so, a year or two would go by and he would achieve what she thought he can't do.
Mm.
And he just kept stacking that and stacking that and stacking that till you can't be caught.
Right.
Nobody's going to catch him.
Don't tell me I can't do something.
Right.
Because not only am I going to do it, I'm going to do it twice as good as anybody else.
Well,
so
that's Craig.
Talk to me for a second. You guys have a racing background.
Yep.
Talk to me about visualization and the power of belief. What does that mean to you?
Oh, a lot. You have to believe in yourself and you have to visualize it. Nick's a great race car driver. And one of the things that made him good is most people drive, we call it staring at your hood pins. You only see a certain distance in front of you. And before you know it, there's a wreck, boom, you're in it.
Okay.
Well, Nick not only looked down the straightaway, through the turn, he's watching what's going on the backstretch as he's going into turn one. So he has to be able to visualize it, see it, and make decisions. I like to talk about thinking ahead.
Mm-hmm.
If you're good, you can think 2 or 3 steps ahead. But if you're great, you're going to think 10 or 20 steps ahead. So it's like chess masters.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to be a master chess player only thinking about what's the next move. You got to know 20 moves.
Right.
And so the visualization and understanding all that is super important for elite people because you got to see what's coming.
Mm.
Every day you wake up, you may have a plan, and 10 seconds later that plan blows to shit, and you got to figure out how you're going to maneuver through it.
Right.
And you do that by being able to see far enough ahead that if this situation happens, I'm going to go this way. If this situation happens, I'm going to go the other way.
What's a champion mentality to you? How do you come up with that mental momentum? How do you get there? A lot of guys, let me frame it a little bit differently. A lot of guys start in business, unsure, anxiety, fear, doubt, right? All the basics. We're all starting something and we're trying to take a risk, right? I mean, that's entrepreneurship. It's taking risk. The little definition is somebody who owns a majority ownership of an enterprise that has a large financial risk. Like that's the actual definition in the dictionary. So that being said, how do you have fear, anxiety, doubt, and you're going to take a risk, but then also develop or cultivate or have a champion mentality that you're going to make this thing work? Whether win in the race, win in the lap, win in the business,
you got to have a plan.
Okay.
Again, you got to be able to visualize what's coming down the road because something's going to slap you in the face, and you keep going. You just don't quit.
Mm.
Yeah, you understand that the goal that you're trying to get to is important enough to you that you don't care what the hell happens. I'm going to tackle it. I'm going to win it, and I'm going to move on. And then you move the goalpost even further.
Mm.
Like I've never ever completed and gotten to the target that I was shooting for because as soon as I got close to it, I just keep moving it.
Mm.
young guys in business, they go, you know what? I want to make 250 grand a year. Well, they get 250 grand a year and they go, woo, I'm done, man. I'm going to go out and party. Not me. 250 becomes 500, becomes $1 million, becomes 5 million, becomes 20 million. And like the target here for Dawson Manufacturing, it's endless. And when we tell people what we're shooting for, they just go, okay, good, go ahead. Well, it's going to happen. We're going to get there.
Is that a racing, I get, okay, so like racing might be the derivative or that thought's the derivative of racing. But like, you like you just said, you do a lap in 2 minutes and 10 seconds. You're like, we can do it in 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Is that like a constant?
Yes. It's never good enough.
Okay.
Because even if you're in the lead, there's somebody right on your ass who's trying to beat you. Mm-hmm. He knows where you're at. He knows where he's got to get to beat you. And if you're not thinking ahead, that I need to think about what he's doing so I can get ahead of him. And you just keep moving those goalposts.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Now, did you bring that thought process into Dawson, or was that in your career background too, being successful with that? Or was it something that you've more noticed that you guys had to have this thought process going into this company since it was basically grassroots?
Nick and I think a lot alike.
Okay.
I think it all stems from, we took our passion in racing and our business mindset, and we somehow or another funneled it all together.
Okay.
I didn't have the passion in this mindset in the landscape thing. He didn't have it in the copier business, but somehow or another we've brought it completely into Dawson Manufacturing, into this vertical. I don't know how we did it, but it's infectious, and like you said, it's 1% better every day. So we'd sit down with racing every week, and then we talk about what can we do to get better? What can we do to get better? And he'd come up with crazy ideas like, well, let's put dry ice in a cigar tube and put a string on it, drop it in the fuel tank to freeze the fuel to make it go boom and go faster.
Okay.
He'd come with crazy stuff like, put lead inside of places and just all these, like, it's cheating, but it's not. It's like a gray area that no one talks about.
Sure. So
in this industry, him and I have really just said, where's everybody not paying attention? Where are the problems at? And that comes from racing. And I think, it's been that the whole way.
It's trying to figure out unique ways to attack problems that other people just don't think of.
Or they just accept that this is how we do it.
Yeah.
And it's just not like we were talking in the video earlier about, I kept going to my guys and saying, what sucks? What sucks?
Right.
And I could buy my way through it. No problem until I couldn't. And then once I couldn't buy my way through it anymore, I was like, okay, now this is the problem. This is what I've got to solve. And once I got there, Mulchmate came.
What do they say? Like, the mother of all invention is necessity or whatever.
Necessity is the mother of all inventions.
Yeah. So you're like, hey, you said another great line, like, you couldn't just buy your way out of your problems, but then you said, you kept listening to the customers about what's their pain points. And whether big or small, you took it all in and have made multiple, iteration design changes
like a great, for instance, like we know people that have bark blowers.
Okay.
And people have an issue with them because they're a machine. Mulchmates are going to have issues. It's a machine. It's not a miracle machine. And the difference is this. You call up the people that make the blowers and they'll go, nope, design's perfect. Deal with it. We've done it this way for years. People call us and we go, hear ya. We've already got something, an update for that. We send it to them, but we're also working on more.
Okay, cool.
Right? And so it's just, it's this never good enough mentality. And so we've always lived that way. It's nothing's ever good enough.
And that could be from the racing aspect because, like you said, we'd go race on Sunday. If we finish second or third, we come back. What the hell are we going to do? We got to do X to. I used to get in trouble at the racetrack because the other teams would come to me and go, "Why are you always screwing with the car, man? Just go out there and race." And I'm like, "I'm not as fast as you. I have to." And then one day we couldn't qualify with the shit. And I'm doing things to the engine that you're not supposed to do.
Sure.
He adjusted the valve lash in these little pucks underneath the cams to make sure you had the proper compression in the engine, so it would go boom better, which made more power. And we went out and freaking won the race.
Okay.
We were dog ass slow that race, and he goes in and did shit he's never done, and I go out there and spanked him.
And everybody comes back and they're like, "How do you do that?" I said, "Because I don't stop tinkering."
Right.
Yeah, and that's how it all came to be.
This is good stuff. I know we'll talk Mulchmate later, but anyway,
no, it's fine.
But hey, Robin's racing, and this is racing, and it's a success mentality that it doesn't matter if you're making Mulchmates or cutting grass, getting snow plowed. It's all the same.
Yeah.
Right. I want to go back. I just feel like there was more there with the trophy, like why we do what we do, and what the trophy means to you. I saw you like kind of bowed up and got like fired up and emotional about that. Like that's like, I've, man, like to be totally honest with you, I come from a background, like not a lot of winning, not a lot of achievement. I don't have, I go to a friend's house or a kid's house or your guys' house and you got, the trophy memorabilia from Little League or bowling or I don't know, baseball or racing, right? And you got all these trophies, karate. Karate's got. I think they give you one just to participate.
Yeah, that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, shout out to Taekwondo. But I don't have like a background in that. I'm thinking out loud. Like I don't have any trophies, bro. I don't even know if we were told to be excellent in my family.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for crying out loud, I'm thinking to myself, well, no shit, I don't have any trophies. Excellence was never demonstrated. It was never encouraged to me.
Neither for him. It wasn't for him either.
So take it. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll give you a good example where it started for me. I told you, I grew up poor. So we never had anything. I never played sports when I was a kid. So I never got any trophies or anything at all. When I got to be about 20, one of my friends introduced me to drag racing.
Okay.
And that's where I started to learn about, hey, you can actually win stuff.
Yeah, right.
You can kick people's ass and
compete.
They give you a trophy or a check or something.
Heck yeah. Hopefully both.
And it's a drug, dude.
Okay.
Like, it's a drug.
Okay.
It's bad. Adrenaline is the worst thing you could possibly do.
Yeah.
There was a story I always tell about, I had a 69 Mustang that I used to drag race at a local track, and my brother bought a 72 Nova.
Okay.
And I was like one of the last 4-speed cars on the track. Everybody had gone to automatics because they're computer controlled, easier to drive, blah, blah, blah. And
this is the best story ever, by the way.
My brother had a 72 Nova, 4-speed, and I knew the guy who owned it before that. And I think like a 1199 was as fast as it ever went.
Okay.
Brother bought it. He drove it in 12s. He wasn't as good as shifting. All my friends said, you want somebody to drive it? You let Craig drive it.
Okay.
He's a shifting fool. I got in it. I made one pass in it, and I'm thinking,
tell the whole story, please. Reenact the whole thing, please. It's amazing.
So my brother came to me and said, don't wreck my car. And I'm sitting in the car getting ready to launch this thing. And I'm thinking, if I don't fucking come back with a better time than he did, I'm never going to hear the end of this. I'm going to have to give up racing and
right.
Go race cows or something.
Yeah.
So
go race cows.
You never want your older brother to beat you. You always want to beat your brother.
Cow farm in Baltimore.
And so I got all my friends. There's like 20 people standing at the starting line watching me.
Okay.
Light turned green. Boom, I'm gone. And my car always went straight as an arrow.
Okay.
This car turned hard right. I'm like, shit. I'm fighting the car, trying to get it back on the track, shifting through the gears. I get to the end of the track and I'm going, oh my God, that's it. I'm done. It's over. I'm going to be laughing stock. As you come back down the return road on this quarter mile, they have a little booth there that gives you the ticket. And I see all my friends there and they are just holding their bellies, laughing and screaming. I'm going, oh my God, that's it. I'm done. I'm an idiot. I get back there and they're like, dude, this car went like a full half second faster than anybody ever drove.
Whoa, okay.
And I was like, holy shit. And that moment was a defining moment in my life when I said, I can do this. I grew up poor and stupid and everything. Wait a minute. I just succeeded. That was my very first trophy. Wow. That little slip of paper.
Yeah.
And it changed my life.
So I have one just like that. So I was like 18. I think I just graduated. And we had just started running dirt track racing in the series we were in, and he was out of town. My uncle and I set the car up. He showed up. We went to the dirt track that I'd never been to. It's only the third time I've been on dirt. I cried like a little girl when I raced on dirt because I hated it.
Scary.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Really hard. And I went out there. We got no practice. We had like 5 minutes on the track.
Yep.
And there's this thing called pulling pills. So they have like a bag and they have like little poker chips and they have one through however many cars are there.
Okay.
I pulled number 1 and I'm like, oh shit, I'm on the pole. This is not good.
Okay.
And all the guys that were like right around me, they all came to me like, Nick, like we'll pass you going to turn 1. We'll show you the line. You can kind of figure it out. In my head, I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, right.
No, that's not going to happen. I sent that bitch off into turn 1. I'm like, shit, it's stuck. I couldn't believe it. He's in turn 3 and I go sailing by him on the rev limiter or on the chip, just
yeah.
And he's like, that's it. We're done. It's going home in a box. And I hung on to the thing and I pulled away like 2 cars.
Wow.
And then another lap went by and I was 2 more cars. So now after half the race, I'm like a straightaway ahead of these guys.
Solid straightaway ahead.
I'm gone.
Wow.
And I'm like, holy shit. And then we had a caution. And I had to do it all over again. And he's like, we're done. They're all going to end up in a pile in the end of this corner. And I pulled away again. And I did it again. And at the end, one guy tracked me down, Rick Bowman. Yep. And I went into turn 3 and I knew I was like, he's going to dive bomb me and he's going to wreck me. And I went into the corner. I gave him literally an inch. And I'm like, that's all he needs. And he went in and he spun out underneath me. And I went on to win the race. Wow. First time I'd ever been to that track. And so that's like that's my version of his version of, dude, that's mind-blowing accomplishments. When everyone said you couldn't do it, and I just completely defied all odds. And any of us can do it. It's just a matter of like, stop being so damn lazy. And, just get out there. Yes, you're going to fall on your face a million times.
It's all about effort and how bad you want it. And so you have to be out there you got to put everything on the line every single time. And then when you do, then you walk away. Like I say, my trophy was a little slip of paper.
Right.
Nothing. It wasn't plastic. It wasn't steel. It wasn't marble.
Well, and that's because it meant something to you. You're not worried about like flashing it to everybody else. The trophy isn't meant to be shown to everybody else. It's meant to you.
Prove to me that I set out a goal and I got it. I crushed it.
And that's not keeping up with the Joneses. That's the difference. Like most people are trying to keep up with the Joneses with their trophies. I could give a flying fuck if you know what my trophies are.
Right.
It propels us, and then that then carries over into our work and what we do, and that's why I think we've exploded.
Fullerton Unfiltered continues in a moment.
Hi, this is Scott from New Jersey. I just wanted to say that Brian puts out some great content. Definitely has helped me grow my lawn and landscape business. I also just recently purchased the whole ball of wax from Entrepreneur Academy. Loving all the content. Check it out. Brian's definitely out there looking out for our best interest and trying to help us grow a bigger and better business. I'm ready to go out there and crush it.
Don't forget, all during the month of August, when you purchase the whole ball of wax at LawEntrepreneurAcademy.com and you use the code LAL2024 at checkout, you're going to receive $250 off the price. And we're going to throw in one free ticket to LAL 2024 this November in Novi.
What did that paper mean to you? Yeah, you were just talking about the trophy, but what did the paper mean to you? That you said it changed your life. That was a lesson learned. What did that mean for you?
No, it meant everything. It meant my whole life I was told you can't do anything. You didn't have the education, you didn't have the money, you didn't have the parents that brought you up. So you're meant to be a loser. Everybody tells you that, and I go, no, I'm not. And it literally just convinced me. Don't listen to everybody else. Stay on your path. Work as hard as you can, and you get. We've had other situations like we wanted to paint our first race car. Okay. And I couldn't afford to paint a race car. And pay somebody
to have it painted.
Yeah.
What's the cost to paint a car? Just random question.
$10,000?
Yeah, well, back then maybe $5,000, something
Today's
like that.
money, Nick, how much is that?
15.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how often do you paint a car? I mean, is that like a one a season or once a wreck?
No, it depends on how many you wreck it.
I was say, bro, once a wreck?
On a race car, it could be every week.
It could be every week. It's bad.
And that's why I didn't want to pay somebody to do it. It's like, I want to learn how to do it so that I can, as we wreck it, I'll just paint it myself.
Yeah.
And I went to people that were painters that I knew, and they're like, dude, you don't even try. You can't possibly paint a car. And I look at them and go, you're a drug addict, alcoholic. You can't barely stand up. You're not even looking at me when we're talking. Don't tell me I can't do it.
Can't learn it.
And so another motivation is I went out and found out how to do it.
Right.
And I've painted, I don't know how many cars.
Endless amount of cars.
Yeah.
And we just did it in the garage with like tarps and we hosed the floor down.
Right.
Literally, that's how we painted cars. And we won the World Wheel Show in DC. We had one of the best paint jobs in the show.
Wow.
It's crazy.
So another trophy.
Right. And you're stacking these wins.
Exactly.
And do you feel like at this time it's helping you, or you're realizing that you can change your identity about yourself, or what are you thinking there?
Well, anybody can. And if anybody's listening who doesn't have that mentality and somebody's telling you can't do something, you have a brand new landscaping business and you're just trying to get to $300,000 a year, and people are telling you, sometimes it's even your family telling you can't do it.
Oh, can I tell my story? I don't know if I ever told this story. So when I started my landscape business, I was 15 years old. I took the family mower, started push mowing right past the flyers out. And my goal was, I had an old 64.5 Mustang, which I still own. And I needed like $800 or $900 to buy the parts I needed to fix the metal work on the car.
Okay.
And there's a show up in Pennsylvania called Carlisle. and they have all the parts and pieces there. And it was like 3 months away. And I was like, I just need to make like $900 in 3 months. I showed up to Carlisle with like $5,000.
Wow.
I walked in there like I was king shit. And I bought anything I wanted, like whatever. And it just proved, I'm like, whoa, if you actually stop for a second and focus, you can literally obtain anything you want.
Right.
Anything.
Right.
So it's just a matter of how much effort you're going to put into it.
Focus and effort. I have another car that I drive around in, and license plate actually is effort.
That's the license plate?
That's a license plate.
Love it.
Yep. And so I tell everybody all the time, young kids, it's like, God, you're only going to get out of life what you put into it. Set your goals, go after it, and don't stop until you do. When you can hold that trophy up in the air and go, I freaking did it.
And I mean, you had like no training. Your dad was an alcoholic. Your mother made no money, right? Granny made no money. Granddad died a long time ago. We're left with nothing. There's no uncles. There's no college education. This is purely real world experiences talking from him, right? I'm the same way. Yep. I'm the same way. Like I have no college education. I've got nothing. The whole internet thing, like what you do for everybody, there was none of that shit when I was growing up.
No.
None of it.
No.
So
He was telling the other day, he used to go to Home Depot and pull up a book of how to lay pavers.
Yeah, Nick, not Nick, but Caleb Allman talked about that, Nick. That's what they would do. They get the Black & Decker catalog. Yeah. Like, I don't even know what Black & Decker's making these days.
no, I don't know.
You know what I mean? It's like Radio Shack.
I would like sit there and read them and like, oh God, he was looking at me.
He wouldn't even wouldn't buy the book. He would just read it there in the store.
I didn't have any money.
Right.
I didn't even have money for hair gel.
Right.
Like I had no money. So like anybody that thinks like all this was giving you like what did you give me? Seriously, you were a consultant. You gave me, you would help me financially some places, but like maybe
more motivation and just
like total of how much money over all the years you think? Not the racing.
If talk racing, a lot.
Yeah.
You've never put like 10 grand in my bank.
No, never.
Like how much suffering did you see
can
me
put 10
go
grand
through?
in my bank right now if you feel it. Look at your philanthropy arm going.
Right. But like how much suffering did you see me go through that you hated?
A ton.
Yeah.
Dude, I was miserable.
Wow.
And I know his landscaping business, at least 2 or 3 times I told him, dude, just shut it down.
Right.
It's killing you. I don't want to see you have a heart attack doing this.
But what did I do?
He persevered.
Saw it through.
Yeah.
Dude, I freaking pulled my big boy pants up.
Yeah.
Big time.
It happens to everybody. At some point, it happened here with Dawson with us. We come out with a brand new machine that nobody's ever heard of the first year we were in business.
Burned a shit ton of cash.
Yeah, burned a crap load of cash.
All the cash. Yeah. All.
Right.
And then we finally feel like we're starting to make some ground. And guess what? Boom. COVID. Shut everything down.
Yeah.
And they shut it down in March at the prime selling season for this brand new machine. And I was like, that's it. Dude, we're done. We're never going to make it through this.
Wow.
But we didn't give up. We kept pushing. And
dude, I put on such a happy face on stupid Instagram reels and pictures and stories. And everybody's like, how are you doing? Oh, we're great. In the back of my mind, I'm like, I can't feed my family. I literally can't feed my family. And I sat in this chair and literally cried because I had just burned my whole life.
Wow.
But you go back and you ask, hell, you can ask Elon Musk. He'll tell you.
When he gets emotional, dude, I got an Instagram reel. I'm like, dude, I know that feeling.
Yes.
I know that look. I can empathize.
I think,
obviously, he's got added, 8, 9 zeros on the end of his numbers versus mine, but the feelings aren't any different.
Nope.
No, you got to fight through it. You're always going to have problems.
What do you notice in today's generation, that grit, the lack thereof?
I was going to say, what grit?
Yeah, right.
Most of the young people that I know are just freaking lazy. All they want to do is party.
Okay, let me ask you this. I have a lot to say on this topic, but let me ask you instead, because you're the senior here. People that think they're working hard and they're not working hard. People that think they have grit and they don't have grit.
Oh, no. The first thing you have to do when you're looking at growing yourself is you got to check yourself. Where am I? What am I actually doing? Nick talks about it all the time in his podcast. It's like you think you're working your ass off, and dude, you're putting in maybe 40%.
Not even.
Yeah,
not even.
I'm being generous.
Yeah, you are.
And I like to compare it to. I always tell people it's like being a soldier. You can't go out and be a soldier at 40%. You're gonna get shot. You're gonna get killed. If you want to make it to the next day, you got to give it every fucking thing you've got.
Right.
I mean, think about being in war.
Right.
Yeah.
There is no break.
Right.
There is no.
You don't get to go home and get a nap.
Yeah, you're not counting your bullets. You're going through them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're like, let's go.
Yeah. So you gotta picture yourself in a situation that's really hard. So you think that you're doing something tough, And no, you're not. 5 o'clock, boom, you're out the door. All you're worried about is how soon can I crack that beer?
Mm-hmm.
So no,
Dude, if you have time to drink, you ain't working hard enough. Seriously.
Oh, shit, that might be me because I have time to drink.
I went over a decade and never touched a drink because I couldn't afford the time loss.
Yeah.
Or the distraction.
What a financial obligation.
Yeah. So like
partying's expensive.
If you want something great in life, you need to put all distractions away. All.
I'll tell you another story. When I was in my 20s, I used to be like everybody else, and I used to party, and every weekend I was boom out the door. I never drank beer.
Mm-hmm.
I drink mixed drinks.
Okay.
And they always give you the little stir sticks. Well, I started collecting the stir sticks for my drinks, and at the end of a year, I had a rubber band. I'm holding up my hands like the size of a basketball.
Right. Yep.
Full of these little stir sticks, and I looked at it and thought, wait a minute, every one of those back in the day was probably $5 to $7. I thought, what in the hell am I doing? That is probably a complete house that I drank away.
Well, and today, that's just Starbucks coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, dude, I could say so much stuff. There's unfiltered in me, and then there's stuff that I still can't say because you're just gonna like really piss people off. But like, one of my things is people that have like vodka glass, shot glass, collections.
Yep.
Oh, I look at all the shot glasses I've collected or bought. And I'm like, why? What are you talking about? Like, is every one of those representative of like $2 to $10 a shot or a drink at some random bar at some random thing, and you're collecting shot glasses?
Yeah.
I'm like, no offense to anybody that's got the shotgun. My mom had the shot glass. What's the glass thing in your house? Like the nice China thing,
China cabinet?
Yeah, China cabinet. Like she had that. And I'm like, nobody here drinks. What are you doing? Well, how much is that, by the way? And I'm just like, what do we on the mantle of trophies? Is this what we're glorifying?
You're not going to pass down a shot glass collection to your kids, but your Rolex you will.
Yeah, but I mean, it's what does it represent? Why are we glorifying that in our house? It just
blows my mind,
dude. I literally like I tell this all the time. And this sounds like I'm actually a very pessimistic individual, like naturally carnally thinking. Everything's a Mr. Motivation. I'm telling you, I am the cynic of cynics. Like from other Christians, as a Christian, I judge, and I know I'm not supposed to, but I'm the most cynic Christian.
You have to judge.
I always want to justify by not saying I'm judging because you're not supposed to judge, but I'm saying like I'm evaluating, but I'm judging.
Yeah.
But like, and I'm not like holier than thou. I'm not saying anything like that, or like I have it all figured out because I'm a student, I'm learning, and I'm figuring it all out just as much as you guys are. But you start seeing like what people prioritize, or like you said, they're saying they're working hard. I'm like, dude, everybody says they're working hard until they get around somebody who's working hard, and then you realize you're not even in the game. And it means like you need to level up. You need to be better. You need to realize you need to stretch the rubber band. You need to get. It's uncomfortable getting around winners because if in a wrong way you can feel like a loser. Now, if you have a good ego and you go into that and you mitigate that and you know what you're going in there for and humble yourself and learn, and it's like, okay, that guy's winning. I can win too. Okay, he might be winning more than me right now, but that doesn't mean I can't win more later. And I got to work on some stuff. Mm-hmm. But it's putting yourself out there. When you get in that race car, like, dude, all eyes are on you. And I love what you said a minute ago, like talking about everybody wants to win the trophy, but like who wants to prepare for it?
Nobody wants to put in the work that it takes to get that trophy.
Do you know what it takes to get a race car to the racetrack? It takes all day, all night, all week. You go there, you race for an hour or two, you get wrecked, you beat somebody's ass for wrecking you because you worked on the car all week long.
The financial obligations, the time obligations.
Do it again. It's miserable.
Right.
It's really honestly miserable.
Right.
But there's something about that when you do make it. It's like, good God, that was awesome.
I wish everybody could feel what it's like to win a race. A lot of people don't understand NASCAR, Formula One, Indy cars, that kind of stuff, because they've never done it. But when you've put everything you have, and literally, like Nick said, you think about it constantly. What can I do to make the car faster? What crazy area can I tweak that's still in the rules, but it's questionable? And you think about it 24/7, sleeping, waking, eating. That's all you think about. You work till 3 o'clock in the morning. You get the car ready. You put it in a trailer. You go to the track. You get out there, you practice, and it runs like shit.
Right.
You go, oh, crap. So then Craig starts tinkering, and everybody's like, why are you tinkering with the car? It's what I do. It's not fast enough. I'm not going to stop until it's fast. But then at the end of the night, when you come away with that trophy, it's a feeling that you just can't explain.
I mean, you fall asleep underneath the race car at night and in the trailers and in the truck. And I mean, you just every second of every day.
You're building a beautiful home and you're putting a lot of work. You told me how much time it takes to sit there and figure out what kind of countertops, what kind of paint, what kind of blah, blah, blah. And at the end, one day it's going to be finished. And
Right.
You're going to be able to stand in the front yard taking a leak.
Yeah. Like I've done 100 times.
Yeah.
and you're going to look back and you're going to go, hell yeah.
This
is exactly what I thought.
That, it's so funny. I know that. I've said that. You know it, you believe it, but even now I'm still like, dude, it's got to be worth it because I know it's got to be worth it. And I know it will be worth it, but even now, in the thick of it, the most thick of it, right? We're like 6 weeks out, 4 weeks out, and it's been an exhausting process. Super fun, super grateful, super blessed, blah, blah, blah. You can't say all that without saying that.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, you're like, dude, what the hell? Like, this is I don't even know if I would have done it knowing what I know now. And I'm probably just said the same thing about anything in life, right?
When that day comes and you stand there and you finally have that feeling, I want you to remember this conversation.
1,000%, dude.
Craig was right.
Yeah.
And it's a trophy that you may be the only one that ever sees or understands.
Or appreciates. That is what it is. It's not a house to impress. Like Nick said, the Joneses. Fuck, we don't give a shit about the Joneses. Like, we couldn't even care less. If that's the case, we wouldn't build a custom home.
Right.
I wouldn't
the Joneses can eat me.
Yeah. No. That's a whole nother podcast. But it's we're building our home our way for us. Like, and what that signifies for us is family, like family and roots. Because Liz and I have never had family, never had roots. We got this. You guys got to come up and see it, obviously, and it is something we'd love to show and love to share, and we do talk about it because it's not a house, it's not even a home, it's what represents that whole deal, right? Like the trophy, and that is our trophy right now. And in the front door when you walk in, we got this huge compass, that's going to be cut out in the floor. It's freaking sweet. It's like $1,000 for the medallion. It's badass, but it's true north for us. So like when we have kids and big families and grandkids, everybody can come back home to grandma and grandpa, 40 years from now, and that's true north, which is the name of our home to be, and it's like. That's the trophy. And that gets you emotional. That gets you fired up. Let me ask you this. A weird analogy here, and hopefully you can relate. But in the movie Days of Thunder, who's the old guy, the actor, the older guy and the actor who was like the mechanic?
Harry Hyde?
Harry
Hyde.
That was his name, wasn't Harry? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's a crew chief, a real crew chief in the role.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, what's his name in the movie? I forget.
No, it's Harry Hyde in the movie.
Oh, okay.
That's
Okay.
That's
that is a character. Yeah, because he's like, I'm dropping the hammer here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So remember when he's in the barn and he's got just the frame?
He's talking to it.
Dude, I'll get emotional talking about this. But it's like he's talking to the car, and like I just believe he's like building the he's building the future. Like he's like you're gonna be faster.
Yeah.
You're gonna be this. You're gonna be a quarter pound lighter here.
Yep.
And it's like the process, bro.
We do that all the time.
It's like, dude, like you're talking about that scene. I'm thinking back to myself. Like it just gets me emotionally charged up.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. As you're going for that trophy, he knew what his goal was, and he knew what he needed to get to. And so he's talking to the car, going, "You got to work with me here. We're going to make you lighter. We're going to make you faster. We're going to do this. We're going to shave
these bolts here for Remember all those lines? Yeah,
And
but then the car, they get it to Daytona, and she starts leaking oil, and he's like, I thought we talked about this. What are you doing to me?
Yeah.
So that represents like all the problems that, listen, everybody that's listening, you're going to hit literally every problem that I've run into, that Brian's run into, that Craig's run into.
Right.
It's inevitable. It's not a matter of what happens to you. It's how you handle it. That's a Craig line, not mine. But you're going to hit them. You've just got to figure out a way to get by them as quickly as possible, learn the lesson, move on, and get to the next problem.
Right.
Like it's just another problem after problem after problem.
Everybody goes through it.
And I always say that in life, from the moment you're born, life is trying to kill you. From that point on.
It's fair. It's fair.
It's
nature's a bitch.
It is.
Yeah.
And so, you can either just
learn and go,
give into it. Okay, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Or you can figure out how to fight because you're constantly going to get shit thrown at you.
Right.
You have to work your way through it.
That champion mentality.
Yep.
Champions are really, honestly, the biggest losers. We lose the most.
Again, in racing analogy, you have somebody like Denny Hamlin, who's he's
run almost 800 races and he's won like 55 of them.
And he's considered great because he's won 55 of these 800.
Yeah.
He's lost 750 races.
Did you ever see the Michael Jordan one? That was more, he's like, I've done this, and that is why I win. And that's why I'm the most successful.
Like Tiger Woods says, I think his dad forced him to swing the golf club like 10,000 times a day or something. Or 1,000 times a day.
Yeah.
It's repetition. And let me tell you something. Do you think he hit every ball right? Hell no. So it's like getting very used to failing all the time and learning the lessons it almost becomes like very natural. And then people wonder like, how did you get to where you are? Like with us. And it's the fact that when problems arose, we were like, knock that out.
Right.
And you just keep going and going.
Yeah.
So
we actually look for problems.
Yeah, we do.
Yep. A lot of people run from problems because like, I don't want to deal with it. I want to deal with it. No, we go, what is your problem? I want to know because I'm going to fix it.
Right.
I'm going to fix it. I'm going to knock it out of the way. And because when the next problem comes, I don't want to be stacked up with problems.
Well, it's like Sam. So our right-hand guy, we love Sam. He's our production manager. He had a flat tire the other day and he called me. He's like, hey, dude, can you come help me? He didn't have the tools. That's fine. Sure. So I get all the stuff together, go help him. And I'm like, let me fix the tire right now. He's like, no, I'm tired. I want to go home. I'm like, no, let me fix it. And he's like, no. And I'm like, okay. It's been 2 weeks. It's still not fixed.
Sure.
That's the problem with everybody is that they're always pushing it tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Now, right now.
Attack it now.
There's another thing I always talk about is throwing dynamite in the basement. It's like, I don't want to deal with this. I'll take this dynamite, throw it in the basement. Well, before you know it, you got a basement full of dynamite and eventually it's going to go kaboom.
Right.
So you don't want it to go kaboom.
No, kaboom's no good.
I'd rather deal with a firecracker than a piece of dynamite.
You know, I can't I don't know why the visual you said about raising the trophy and it wasn't for everybody else, it's for you. It's such an interesting analogy because I feel so few people are, frankly, are ever going to be able to experience raising a trophy or winning because they're just, again, not willing to put themselves in the arena.
Just scared.
Some people don't think they can.
Yeah.
I didn't think I ever could.
Yeah.
So why try if I don't think I can?
1,000%. I've been there for a long time. Apathetic, or whatever.
Yep. And that one incident with my brother's car convinced me that, wait a second, I can do this. Then I started thinking, what can I do now?
Wow.
To do more. And it's been that way in my whole life is I just keep going and going and going. And I tell Nick all the time, when my time on earth is up, I want to be able to stand back and go, I'm good. I've done this. I've got acres of trophies that I've collected. I'm good. I've done what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
Adios. See ya.
What does Nick think about Elon Musk? Find out when we return.
Attention lawn care pros. You're invited to the biggest event of the year,
Entrepreneur Academy Live 2024.
November 2nd in Novi, Michigan. Whether you're just starting or scaling up, this is the place to be. Join us for an action-packed day with expert sessions on cash flow management, business automation, client retention, marketing, and more. We've lined up an incredible roster of speakers to help you elevate your business, including Sam Rankin,
Pat Murray,
Ken Deemer,
Brian Fullerton,
Sam Gimbel,
Mark Bradley,
and Jeff Joyner. You'll network with like-minded pros, enjoy exciting giveaways, and get ready to take your business to new heights. Don't miss our Friday night mixer for some fun and camaraderie before we get down to business. And of course, that's not all. Extend your learning with our exclusive Sunday masterclass sessions on November 3rd. Limited to just 20 seats each, these in-depth 3-hour sessions feature Jeff Joyner,
Mark Bradley,
and Sam Gimbel. This is your chance to get personalized insights and strategies from the best in the business. Details on attending the masterclass sessions are available at LawEntrepreneurAcademy.com. There is an additional charge for these classes, and they will sell out fast. Tickets for the main event on Saturday are $249 until September 17th, then $297. Visit LawEntrepreneurAcademy.com to grab yours now and look into securing your spot for the masterclass sessions on Sunday. I'm telling you, don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to level up and connect with industry leaders. See you in Novi this November. There's a special link in the show description.
Thank you to our sponsors, Xmark, Boss, Short Track, and LMN.
Entrepreneur Academy Live 2024.
Look at Elon Musk, right? Like everybody knows who that is. Yeah, I think he's an alien, but
He's trying to get home for sure.
Yeah, something.
No, there's no doubt.
But take somebody that we all don't think is an alien. But in reality,
he's trying to get home, Craig.
Everybody is really the same. Like no one's really that much bigger than me or smaller than me. They all have the same fingers, the same toes,
same 24 hours in a day.
Same 24 hours a day. Mm-hmm. So what's the difference? Mm-hmm. I personally believe it's one simple thing. It's just being able to make decisions faster and make good ones. Mm-hmm. Like that's the only difference between somebody that makes diddly dick versus Elon,
and being brave enough to put it out there.
Right. That's it. And then consistency, bravery, consistency, just simply make, I I get something I call decision fatigue. And building a house, you get decision fatigue.
Dude, I could talk about that for an hour. Like, I thought it was a joke. I'm like, no, like that's just 50-year-old people that just don't have any energy left, you know? And you know, not to be disrespectful or anything in that regard, but I was like, yeah, I'm like, most people, they don't have small businesses. I make 100 decisions a day. I get 40 emails over here, 20 phone calls. I'm like, I have to solve problems and make decisions 100 times a day. That's just business. That's not my personal life. Hey, what are we eating for dinner to who's changing the diapers, you know? Like, and I was like, decision fatigue, that's a joke. And then you start going through decisions and you're like, dude, like big decisions, big money decisions. And it's a real thing. It is a real
and
thing.
And it can really change the trajectory of where you're going.
Skews your mind.
Big time.
Yeah.
So you got to be very mindful of that.
But you asked for it.
Yes. It's just like, you think so, right? It's just like having, I heard a friend say once, if people with kids told people without kids what it really took, the world would stop.
Oh, yeah.
The world would stop tomorrow.
Oh, they're gonna tell young people all the time. It's like, you think you know what you're doing when you're getting ready to have a kid.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And you could talk to your blue in the face and they just go, yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Like I have an issue with one guy that does an amazing job of podcast, Andy Frisella. I've heard him talk about like having kids, giving advice. Motherfucker, you ain't got no kids.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like,
okay. Sure.
Shut up, sit down.
Yeah,
you don't know.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't know that arena. It is harder.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. The Hormozy couple talk about when we have kids, it'll be different. I'm like, dude. And again, they've experienced phenomenal success. Not taking anything away, but I'm like, dude, until you have to take kids, it's almost like you're not even in the game. Like, nothing you say is practical after 30 if you don't have kids.
Nope.
You don't even know what you're talking about. Like, oh, I know how to prioritize my schedule. And I'm like, that's cool until you have a crying 2-year-old.
Yeah.
And your wife's exhausted and postpartum. Let me know how that goes.
Yeah.
And then you want to grow a company? Good luck, bud.
Dude, think about this. My company, Dawson Manufacturing, the idea is as old as my daughter, and the sales are old as my son. I'm exhausted. I'm so tired. I have no literally, my father's my business partner and my only children's grandparent.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
There's no aunts, there's no uncles, there's no babysitters, there's no nothing.
Right.
Jeez,
Yeah.
dude.
People comment on YouTube, Fullerton, you look tired. I go, because I am.
Yeah. Shot. Newsflash.
Yeah. How's things going? Never better. You having fun? Love it. Life is good. How's things going? Great. But I'm tired.
I'm exhausted.
Have you not seen like the changing of my stars that I'm trying to do the last 6, 7, 8 years? Everybody's had a front row seat. Like, I'm going through it just as much as you. That's why you and I are just kindred spirits. So we're both going through the same journey. We're both together.
I look at you all the time and I'm like, I know how old your kids are.
Dude, I was just talking to somebody. They're like, it was Logan Manning with Earth Advocate. We were texting. He sent me some really encouraging texts, and he goes, "I know what you're doing, dude. You're doing it. Like, I know you're doing it." And I was like, I was on the plane. I was like, I got choked up. I was like, "Thanks, bro. Like, back at you," because we're both making moves, and it's not out on Instagram. It's behind the scenes, setting yourself up, like Craig said, playing chess, like 10, 20, 50 moves, 100 moves ahead of the next guy, and then you're just like. It takes more mental energy than we all have capacity for. And that's why you get exhausted. You burn the tank fast. You got to recharge fast. That's why we work hard, play hard. People are like, oh, all these successful business owners are going on little like 3-day weekend soirees every 60 days. I'm like, yeah.
That's kind of key, honestly.
For real, it's a secret. Like it's a secret out there.
We used to vacation every month.
I'm not kidding. Liz and I try to break away every month, every 2 months. Not like some extravagant Disney trip, but
no.
Yeah, but the almonds do it. We do it. Dude, it is a real thing. You have to get away because the business is all consuming.
Dude, we buried ourselves in this for what?
5, 6 years?
5, 6 years, 7 years?
Yeah.
Like no vacations, no money.
Right.
Like it was, okay, true story. In the beginning when COVID hit and all that kind of stuff, it kicked our hiney so bad. We would walk in here, look up at the sea or at the sea of mulch mates and things here. We'd literally say, fuck you, mulch mate. Like you have kicked our ass.
Yeah. Yep.
And it wasn't mulch mate's fault. It was the world they weren't looking for that solution. They realized that the problem was solvable.
Right.
And now.
Oh yeah, dude.
Did you see how back?
Yeah, I was gonna say like you guys had to redefine not only a niche but an industry.
Yes.
You know, for the crying out loud.
Yeah.
I said that in the video. I was like, dude, they had to redefine a whole niche.
Yeah.
Dude, it's just crazy.
And we're doing it globally now.
Yeah.
We're global. It's unbelievable.
Selling to Alabama is not global, Craig. You know what I'm saying? Like, although it feels like a foreign country sometimes.
Dude, have you been there?
A couple times, yeah.
Good God,
it's funny because I go down there. You know, Jeremiah, my buddy with Growing Green, he's down there. But then also Jason Creel, and they're like 2 miles apart, 2 worlds apart. If you know what I'm saying. Oh yeah, like Jason and his family, they're sweet Southern Alabama. Jeremiah is more like I feel like Midwest, you know, like
He does.
kind of a kid,
Yeah,
you know,
he
and
does.
but it's two different worlds. But Alabama is different. But I love Alabama, man. This sweet place, actual kind people.
Yeah, they are decent. It can get rowdy. Talladega.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, it's scary. It is real scary.
Oh man. I open mic. If you guys want to bring up anything, you guys sell some mulch mates and some cart mates. They're great, by the way. You should check those out. MulchMateUSA.com. Because you know we got to keep the lights on around here. But
The truth, the reason I didn't like push to go down that road.
No,
is
for sure.
My approach to this business has been from the beginning is it's not built on it's not
products.
It's relationships.
Yeah,
right.
It's not a product business too. You guys are solving solutions or solving problems.
Yeah,
type of business.
We have the solutions.
Yes.
And so like I don't sit here and try to constantly probe our podcast or the products and all that. I rather get people familiar with us because people solve the problems.
Yeah.
You
believe in those people, and those people believe in you.
And we go out of our way to help people.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I left on your birthday at 6:00 in the afternoon and drove through the night to get somebody their machine in time.
You did.
I was free. And then when I was there, what I do, I called up every customer I knew in that area and was like, hey, let's do lunch. Let's do dinner. Let's do coffee. Let's do what?
Yeah.
Because I didn't just go in and out because go back to the relationships. And so the other day, Cletus McFarland and his Freedom Factory in Bradenton, Florida, those guys that I met with were inside there doing a YouTube video with Cletus and who's the other guy? Lawn Care Nut?
Alan Hain.
Yeah, that guy.
Okay.
Nice. Seems like a nice guy.
Yeah. Alan's awesome.
They're top dressing inside the racetrack. And
Okay.
I don't think that would have happened if I didn't have the relationships that I had built down in Florida the way I have done it. So, answering the phone after hours, like a lot of people, I remember answering the phone not after hours. And I was like too good to answer the phone after 5.
Okay.
When I was building my company. When you're building a company, you do what it freaking takes.
Yeah.
And I remember
Answer the phone.
Answer the freaking phone. So I remember answering the phone like on the weekends and all that. And my business just boomed.
Wow.
And here we control that more here. We don't quite do that as much, but I try to do the best I can with it and control it. And it's paid huge.
Yeah.
So anybody listening.
Man, I love it. I love the analogy of the trophy. We were talking watches. I did talk about watches, I don't know, somewhere in the winter. And a lot of people had great feedback. People like talking watches and material things. Like, it's okay to want nice things. Like, I want an Escalade for Liz. I want some nice watches. I mean, I bought a couple nice ones.
That's what you're working for.
Why is it looked down upon to have nice things? What is wrong with people?
The whole eat the rich thing. It's like, dude, if you were rich, would you want to be eaten?
Well, here's what it is.
Because you didn't pay the price for it. Don't attack the guy that did.
The people that don't want to put forth the effort,
right,
are bitching about the people who have put forth the effort.
That's it.
So just get out there, and if you want nice things, put forth the effort.
Yeah.
You get out what you put in.
Yeah. People that say money don't make you happy. I don't know. I've never seen a guy in a Ferrari pretty upset.
I agree.
Have you checked out this Daytona?
Dude, we were playing golf the other day, and I'm wearing my Rolex, and it's all we've talked about was the stupid Rolexes, and it made us all so happy. Like, I don't understand people. They just
and I got another quest to still acquire. Right, the new Lamborghini came out.
The Rialto.
No, that's the V. Well, yeah, that's the big boy. That's the V12.
Okay,
that's above my pay grade.
Come on,
I'm working on it.
It's $750.
Work harder, Brian.
Yeah. But then you add carbon fiber this, carbon fiber that.
So it's $9.
If I said, yeah, dude, Top G would like roast me right now. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's just carbon fiber, brokey. You know, and I'm like, yeah, okay, bro. I'm working on it. No, I've always wanted by the way, the Aventador is a shit of a ride.
Yeah.
Like, people literally say it's like a horrible car to drive. Mm-hmm. So I'm still a pragmatic, practical person. The Huracan is like my car for sure. Then I finally start making a couple bucks. I'm not in a position to buy one. I could, but I'm not going to. It'd be a horrible financial move. But I'm like, the next couple years, I'm like, I could get there. Next 3-4 years, no problem. But they retired the car, right? Because they switched over to the new. I just saw the name. It's like whatever it is. I'm messing up.
I haven't seen it.
I just saw it literally last night at like 1 a.m. when I got off the airplane. I was like, I missed the little press launch thing on Instagram, and my brother already sent it to me because I'm like, halfsies, bro, let's go.
Yeah.
He's like, Brandon Bull to the moon, let's go. I'm like, let's build some websites, let's serve some people. But the point is like, that is what I want to do. Like, that is my next quest, and it's not to get the car. You guys already know where I'm going with this. It's to get the car to then go to the meet to then have the little 4-year-old boy that goes, holy shit, how do I do that? And his dad goes, I don't know. And then you get to say, it's because I served people. It's because I've helped people.
Yeah.
I help. That's how
Inspire.
And by the way, my builder, his assistant, Shelby, if this ever gets back to her, she'd be cool with it. Shelby's amazing. We talk to Shelby more than, the builder she's like our on-site person. but her son loves Teslas. And so we're going to do whatever it takes to make sure that, because she'll say no, but do whatever it takes for her to take the Tesla for his, or for her son, who's like 10 years old, to his first day of school this next couple weeks, to go take the Tesla and let the doors open up. Because at 8, 9, 10, the Tesla Model X, like the doors of the Falcon doors, fucking awesome.
Yeah.
They love it. There's nowhere we go where some kid's not like, well, that's cool. And the dad's like, come on, let's go. We'll never buy that. We'll never afford that. And I'm like, dude, it's a stupid little $100,000 car. Like it's, now 10 years ago, me would be like, oh my God. Now I'm like, dude, it's a waste of time. Just take it. Bronson, the kid that works for me, took it for his driver's ed training class.
Yeah.
Liz didn't even know it was gone for 4 days. She goes, where's the Tesla? I go, Bronson has it. She goes, why? Why does our employee have our car? I go, I don't know. I mean, it hasn't moved in 3 weeks anyway. I'm like you didn't even know it was gone. You know, I'm like, that's how little we care. And the key's in it. She goes, oh yeah, I didn't care. I guess I was just kind of curious.
Yeah.
But like, that's why you get these nice things. To prove to other people you can do it. To, like you said, Craig, to show the next guy that you can do it. To earn your own self-respect.
Yep. All
the above.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to put yourself in the arena. You have to go for it. You have to put yourself out there.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
And so many people, the economy is getting shaky. Has nothing to do with your own personal performance. You can still throw the afterburners on and make hay over these next couple of years. I don't care who wins in November.
And when the economy gets bad, you have to kick in the afterburners because you're going to get run over. And too many people just give up.
They just give up.
I'm going to tell you right now, I think I perform better with the Rolex on my wrist because it just inspires me.
Yeah.
Like I could care less what anybody else thinks.
Yeah.
I look down, I'm like, that's why I work so hard. All right, let's keep going.
That was one of my, I agree. Sometimes you get weird talking about success or material things, and I'm not successful. I'm on the journey just like everybody else. But that episode I did with it was a kid that we were talking. I remember it was a guest interview. Yeah, I remember the kid. It'll come to me. I think it was Owen was the guy, and he was been at LAL a few years, and he bought I don't know, a Citizen or a two-door or something like that, or some nice, mid-tier watch. And he was excited about his investment into it and purchasing it. And he was so excited. I started talking about the watches. He started talking about watches. And I had so many people on Instagram say, dude, I'm so glad you're talking about winning and success and not being apologetic for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
no, never apologize.
Exactly.
Never.
I was like, for sure, let's go. But I don't want any of the thing like, oh, materialist. Like, it has nothing to do with material. It's called options. Like you said earlier, it's called options.
Yeah.
And you can bless your family.
Yeah, I mean, you want the Huracan? I have the Audi R8 version of the Huracan.
I know.
1,400 horsepower.
Dude, that's too much car for me. I'll get in trouble with that. Autopilot MT. Do you follow him on Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
He's got a white version, Audi R8.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Yeah.
Mine's Nardo Gray.
His he let me sit in it and start revving it. We went over Big Sky, Montana for together in trades. He's like, dude, come on by, check out my car. I go, yes.
Yeah.
He goes, you want to take it out? I go, no. I didn't have the self-image to say yes. I literally was like, no, dude, I'm not driving your $250,000 car. He's like, dude, it's a car. See, Sam? He's like, dude, just get in and at least rev it. I go, all right, fine. And we're in his garage.
Yeah.
It's screaming.
Oh, yeah.
Screaming, dude. He's like, it's got the cool wheels and this carbon fiber black kit on it. I was like, fudge, dude. I'm like, let's go.
Mine's the Plus. So I've got like carbon brakes, all the carbon, everything.
You get me motivated, bro.
Dude.
It's badass.
About to go grab somebody by the football helmet.
Dude, I just put a new clutch in it.
Okay.
$15,000.
Is that right?
For a clutch. the Motec was $15,000.
And that wasn't installed. That's just for the part.
That's the part?
We had to build it, install it.
Jesus.
All that. My fuel system was $7,500 I just put into it.
Wow.
But it's going to put down 1,400 horsepower.
That's insane, bro. That's insane.
I don't even kind of comprehend that number. Like that number to me is even out there. The point of it is though, is that if you'd have told me 3-4 years ago, no way.
That's crazy.
No, I was dreaming, but
right, sure.
And again, it goes back to, it took a lot of effort.
Yep.
Right.
You didn't just go out and buy it. It was a wreck car and he fixed it. And put a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of effort. It's been a year of working on this thing.
Oh, yeah. More than a year.
And what, at the end, what is it for you? It's a
trophy. Yeah. And I don't care who, like, I only started sharing it because people, we were talking earlier.
Motivates the snot out of me, dude. I love it. I love it.
And that's why I do it, because like I got a lot of feedback from people. They're like when we go to Equipped, everybody talks to me about the Audi.
Yeah.
Like hundreds of people. And I'm like, I didn't know that many people watch.
Right.
I had no clue. And only reason I do it is because the people that I talk to today don't truly know who I am. And I am a big car guy. Yeah. Big into racing, and everybody knows me now as the ex-landscaper mulchmate guy now.
Sure.
So I try to show where my roots are. Yeah. So it motivates a lot.
When Mark Bradley shared that he bought that gray Porsche, I think, and then he got a, I don't even know what truck it was, but it was like the Celine truck or like a Raptor truck or something. It wasn't a Raptor. It was like something like a Super Snake something, whatever.
Roush, maybe.
Yeah, it may be a Roush truck. Is that what it is? I don't know. It was like a couple $100,000, you know, sweet looking truck. Yeah. And you're just like, dude, that's awesome. That motivates me. Like if he can do it, I can do it.
Well, it goes back to what I was saying. Like we all have 10 fingers, 10 toes. You know, that crackhead can paint a car. Why can't we paint a car? Mm-hmm. It's all about the decisions you make. And then that will lead you. It's like a tree, right? You make one decision. All right, now I have a split in the road. Which way do I go? And if you keep making good decisions, it just adds up in a good way. If you make bad decisions, you're going to be in a hole that you created.
Right.
Like
you can change your stars. You can do it.
You can.
Yeah.
It's hard as shit though.
It is more, as people say, it's harder than you're ever going to think. It's going to take longer than you ever imagined. Yep. But it is going to be so worth it.
That's Dawson Manufacturing. If I would have known how hard this was going to be, I never would have started.
Same thing with the house. Same thing with my landscape company. People, you're 17 years in. You just got 2 crews. You know, 1 crew and another crew going next year. I go, let me know where you're at in 17 years without social media. I said, you've had social media. You're getting all of this for free.
Yeah.
My first 12, 13 years were a scrimmage.
Yeah.
I had nobody. Yeah. Nothing.
Figured out as you go.
And I did the best. From how far back I came from, Craig, like you were talking about, where I was at 12, 13 years was appropriate. You know what I mean? I'm sure I could have did better, thought better. I didn't know what I didn't know. I was trying. I was doing my best.
Dude, when I started, customers would call the house. They'd have to leave a voicemail on the answering machine.
Beep. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I had to go back, play it back, and then call them back later.
On a landline.
Like, shut up.
Yeah.
If you can't make it today.
Yeah.
Dude, you're soft.
You're not trying.
Oh, and that's why I'm thinking to myself, and by the way, the kids that are these teenager tours and I'm going on and, you know, they're 18, 19 doing $250,000, $500,000. I'm like, proof is in the pudding that those kids can do at 21 what you took till 35 and I hope to do in the next 2-3 years myself. Yep. It's insane.
And every one of them needs a mulch mate. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, holler back, right? For sure. It motivates me. I get fired up. When you get around people winning, it's fun talking about winning. When you get around people who are apathetic or losing or excuse making, it's not fun.
They're victims.
Yeah, it's true. It's solely true. Like there's people in my family we cannot get around and talk about. We can't talk to them about the house or life or what we're doing in the next 12, 18 months because their wood's wet. And you're just like, dude, I can't have time with those people. Like it sucks. Yeah, it really is. And then my brother Adam and I get together. He's like, Brandon Bull, and this guy's getting an SEO package. We're building this guy a website. And then we got this person. It's a $10,000 website, multi-page deal, whatever, and he's having his wins and his successes. And that makes me want to go out there and kick butt and me win the day.
Yeah.
And
you build off of everybody's success.
Yeah.
It's infectious.
Yeah. You bring the whole.
I love being in a room full of winners, man. It's exciting.
Yeah.
They say if you're the smartest guy in a room, go find another room.
Exactly.
Yeah, you kind of do.
Yeah, you gotta make sure that you're always growing.
Yeah,
and always kind of dipping your toe in different waters because you never. There's a piece of gold somewhere, everywhere from everybody
for sure.
Or maybe what not to do.
Yeah,
from some of those victims, like I need to stay away from that.
Yeah, for sure. Sure. There's I'll wrap it up last left just for myself and you guys open mic anything else. But there's like I love movies. I love imagery. I love foreshadowing. I love just the way video tells story. And there's, some scenes that stick with you for sure over the histories of like Gladiator going through the barley wheat field, whatever it is there, the grain field at the end and getting to see his family and whatever the promised land is for those guys. And the Days of Thunder scene where he's in the garage, all that stuff. And I'm just like, dude, it's all about like the process. It's all about the dream. Like stuff gets me motivated, bro. And like when you're having a bad day or a tough day or you got an unexpected bill or tax bill or health thing, and dude, you got to dig deep.
That and don't make it worse.
That's true.
A lot of people run into situations and they run to the bottle or they run to a substance or they run to something.
Okay,
yeah. Like, don't do that to yourself. Just stop, take a breath. Stop it. Yeah. Take a breath and evaluate. All right, how the heck do I get out of this? I don't know if I've ever heard anybody say that. Like, I see lots of people run to things.
What's the guy say at Congress a couple weeks back? And he goes, somebody challenged Ben Shapiro, and Ben Shapiro lit him up, that stupid-ass Congress guy. And the chairman goes, the first rule of hole digging is that when you're in one, stop digging.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the guy murder-suicided himself talking to Ben Shapiro about politics, so that was...
I would not challenge Ben.
No, that would not be a wise move. But he's like, the first rule of hole digging is when you're in one, stop digging.
Stop digging.
Yeah.
So you're totally right. Just articulate that with a fun analogy, but... Yeah, you're right, dude. It's I love talking winners. The trophy thing, it's the watches, the cars, the clothes. We don't do it for all that stuff, but it's nice when you get it. It's not going to keep you going forever. You got to have real intrinsic things, like family and the why, and usually your team, and the your legacy. But
one of the differences between these material things you're talking about, like my Rolex, if I didn't have it, I don't care.
Right. Exactly.
I'm going to find something else. I'm going to get a different trophy.
Yep.
My greatest.
Your attitude defines you, not your watch.
Yes. The material things are nice to have. They are trophies. It's good to remind yourself. But like I said, even that one little piece of paper I got in back drag racing.
Just as powerful or more than the Rolex.
It isn't worth 10 cents.
Right.
I mean, it's been 45 years.
And how often
listen
do I
to you
tell
talk about
story?
that paper. I mean, I love that story. It's motivated me my entire life.
That's solid.
You know, I think a lot of people, they don't have those stories because they're scared to death of what you. How scared were you when you sat there and watched the yellow light, the yellow light, the yellow light, the green light,
Petrified.
and the car went off to the right, and you're like shit, and you're grabbing another gear and you're pulling, and you didn't even want to drive back.
Yep.
That fear that's what everybody's worried about.
And you know what I told them after I got back and I saw them laughing and they're like, dude, you crushed it. Ah, man, the car's never gone that fast. And what did I say?
It's got more in it.
It's got more in it.
Is that funny how that works?
Most people don't realize that there's way more in the tank than they realize.
Yeah.
They really do.
Before we painted our office, we used to have sayings up on the wall. And one of the ones we had out front is simply don't lift. And don't lift is from racing. You go into the corner. If you're scared, you're going to lift off the throttle and you're going to lose. So when you go in that corner and you're scared to death, you don't lift. You let Harry Hyde in Days of Thunder said, you sure I'm going to stick going into turn 4? I got special tires staggered perfect. You're going to stick. He didn't know.
Yeah.
And so basically that's him saying, don't lift.
Just go.
Boom. That's how you win races.
And one of the cool things when I was a kid, when I first started racing like the big cars, is I'd go off in the corner. And my old man would be like, dude, you need to drive it faster. If you drive it that slow, it's not going to stick. And I'm like, the hell are you talking about?
Wow.
And I'm like,
that's an interesting one too.
Oh, okay. So I go in there. I'm like, I'm going to put it on chip. It's going to go in the corner on the rev limiter. And I laid that car over on the right side and the thing hooked harder, better. It handled better at high speed.
Dang, son. There's something there for that analogy too.
Yeah. So I went off in the corner and said, I'm not going to use a brake. And when I need grip, I'm going to stab the throttle, and that laid all the weight over on the right side of the car, and it hooked better. And that's
shit. There's some analogy there that I'm not good enough at because, speed going 140 will keep you on that bank, but if you're going 40, you can't keep up on those those 30-degree bank roads.
Or like spinning the car out. I had to learn when the car would come around on me. I had to grab a gear and stab the throttle when I'm in the middle of a wreck. Are you kidding? You want me to do that? And I trained myself to do it.
Well, like the death wobble on a crotch rocket, you got to gas out of it.
Yep.
Right? If you hit the brakes, you're gone.
And pull out of it. Yep. Same thing.
Dude, if you're listening to this with a lawnmower right now, like cutting grass, you're about to throw your trimmer in the woods like a javelin. Fuck, I'm out of here. Like, let's go charge that. You're going to come through the Acme wall like, Roadrunner or whatever, the Coyote.
Somebody's going to get their lawnmower bouncing off the ground.
Dude.
Launch it, baby. Launch
it. That's right.
No, it's it fires me up, man. I love talking to winners. That's why I told Liz, when I come out to these kind of things, like, she knows, and we're all in and on it together, but it's like, it fires me up. I come back, I'm like, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And Nick was talking about this. I'm like, why are we not doing that? And it just... the lightning bolts start firing. And again, obviously none of this is like work for us. Like, we're passionate about it. We're enjoying it. Yep. And again, seeing the people grow, the people win, it's always what's grounded for me, because that's why we do everything that we're doing.
Yep. There's nothing better than seeing all your friends and all the people you talk to advancing at the same
What
rate.
did I say the other day? I said, I want every single person in my circle wearing Rolexes.
Hell yeah.
Every person.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I don't want anybody outside. Rolex, Richard Mills, and AP, like that's my group that I want.
I love it.
I'm gonna get all of us there.
That means everybody is succeeding together.
Yeah. I heard I heard a guy say something like, if you want millions, you got to help people make hundreds of thousands. If you want tens of millions, you got to help people make millions. And if you're a billionaire, you've helped make other people hundreds of millions.
Yep.
And it's like, and it really, it's some old school Zig Ziglar shit. It's all John.
Zig.
He's OG.
Zig is my guy.
Yep.
Like, See at the Top, obviously a classic. People go, oh yeah, I've heard of it. I'm like, when's the last time you read See at the Top? Go back and read it. It's been 20 years since everybody picked it up. But it's like the truisms in there. I mean, it's foundational
And
stuff.
you know why I think he was so good at it too? Is he had so much less distractions that we have today.
Yeah.
It was very pure.
I agree. Yeah. Today, everybody's a guru.
Yeah.
Myself included, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Me too. Sure. Absolutely.
I love this stuff. We'll go, we're an hour now. We'll probably break it up into 2 shows at this point. Cause I'm telling you, guys I can't take this much passion in one day, listen to a 30-minute show. Cause I'm just going to rip my steering wheel off my car listening to this later, or when I'm plowing snow at 3 a.m, I'm like, plow snow faster. Well, then you hit the wall or the curb.
No,
That's not
listen,
good.
if you hit the curb faster, you just go over it faster.
Yeah. That we had that reel that went viral because that guy was smashing that snow power.
So it's out. That plow's out back.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, dude, 51 million views in like a month.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's insane. That's my biggest one for sure. So.
Yeah.
But well, let's do this. Where can I always sign off with the good old? Where can people find you? I appreciate you guys' time. Thank you so much for opening up. This is always a pleasure, always fun. I was glad the flights were able to work out. My schedule was Detroit to Atlanta, Atlanta to Tulsa. Hung out with TNT, some great kids. They're going to be on a teenager tour. Mm-hmm. Then I was able to switch the flights 24, 48 hours. I texted me back and forth. I'm like, dude, I think I can make it work. Found a flight from Tulsa to Atlanta, Atlanta to BWI. Spent the night, got in at about literally 2:00 in the morning. Woke up at 7. The buffet was garbage, so I came here instead.
Sorry.
No, at the hotel. No, not here. No, your food's good out here. The old man cooking the burger actually made a good burger.
Yeah, that's George.
George?
Yeah.
George loves cooking.
Bro, shout out to George. The people who are feeding people, like, they always get the shout out, you know? Yeah. Good burger, but then from here back to Detroit, and I get back at 7:30, get to see the kids before bed. Liz knows I'm coming. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. And
good evening.
But this is a whirlwind tour, dude. So thank you guys for your hospitality. Anything I can do for you guys, it's so cool. People see you guys at Equip Expo.
Yep.
You guys will be there in, what are we, 60 days out?
Dude, it's so close.
It's like tomorrow,
so
basically. Yeah.
If anybody's listening all the way to the end here, we're going to give them a little treat because they hung in this far. So we are working on a new mulch mate.
Oh yeah, dude. I didn't even ask you about that earlier.
There will be a prototype there. It's 2 weeks out. The material is 2 weeks out from landing here.
Okay.
So we're going to have a new trailer. We're going to have a new mulch mate. It's going to be completely different.
Wow.
Completely different. So
how long have you been working on this? How long does this stuff take to come down? Yeah.
We did it like 2.5 months.
No way.
Dude,
well,
I've been baking it in my head for years.
Just to execute.
Yeah.
To get it in the computer in the CAD model took a couple months.
Yeah.
But it's been coming together for a long time.
Yeah. A lot of the conversations. I literally walked in one day and I was just like, shut it down, shut everything down. We're building, we call it DS2000.
Okay.
It's a bigger version of Mulchmate.
Okay.
The one we currently sell will still be in play and people can purchase it. This one's just going to be, it's all about more capacity.
Gotcha.
Big stuff.
Hell yeah.
So it's going to be in Kentucky, and I don't even know what our booth number is, but whatever. We're right in the main hall by like Wright and all them. So big boy stuff.
Can't miss us.
Yeah, can't miss us.
No, you guys have a great booth. It's always good to see you guys got the banner indoor and you got the outdoor booth.
Oh yeah.
So you guys want to actually like see it, chomp through some mulch and the Cartmate, Plowmate. Is it Snowmate or Plowmate? Snowmate.
Yeah.
I always call it Plowmate.
Well, that sounds kind of like XXX, man.
Yeah.
That's why we didn't do that.
No comment. Snowmate. Come check out Snowmate. Yeah. There you go. We'll keep it PG-13, I guess, right? We'll keep it Disney. That's awesome. Well, mulchmateusa.com.
Yep. Mulchmateusa.com.
Right. Come check them out. You got a podcast, by the way?
Life in the Fast Lane with me and my co-host Kyle Parks.
Yep. Life in the Fast Lane. That's awesome. Kyle's over here
dancing.
He's like, he said my name.
Yeah. If you want to hear me cuss a lot more and get a lot more violent and angry, come over there.
So you got that. Follow you guys on Instagram. You guys are there as well. I'm just trying to think where you guys are all at.
Big thing. Instagram is Mulchmate USA and Mulchmate Dawson Manufacturing on YouTube.
Yeah.
I've been pouring a lot more into that.
Sure.
And I just had a video go almost 3 million views.
No shoot.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
That was great.
Isn't that crazy?
Nuts.
Like imagine, for real, think about it. I know we're going long, but like imagine 3 million people coming through this building.
Nope. You couldn't do it.
You couldn't even do it.
No
There's
way.
only 3 people in the metro area. Like maybe there is or isn't, but like
there's 6 million people in this state.
Yeah, you're not bringing 3 million people through your front door.
Yeah, half the state's not coming here.
Isn't that insane?
Insane.
And people are like, oh, social media's dead or social media doesn't work. I go, dude, just give it time or you're not doing it right.
Last week I had a video hit just under 500,000.
Wow.
And for me, that's like freaking great.
Hey, 50,000, 100,000 people or eyeballs. Even if I don't even know the real numbers, but even if a tenth were real human beings, and not replays, or bots or who knows what, that's still 10,000 or 30,000 or 300,000 people.
A lot of people.
A lot of people.
And when you're selling mulchmates, you don't need to sell that many to move the needle.
That's true. That's true.
So it's really great. So Mulchmate and YouTube are the big ones we're really pushing hard.
But you have a submission form, and I know this is one of your lines we were saying out there because you had a bunch of customers here this morning. Like, go to the website, fill out the form. Yep. Brian and the team will get with you. Your sales team. They'll demo. They'll come to you. They'll help you out.
Yeah, and we're not going to pressure you into buying something. We're here to more help you coach you through the process of what's actually going to work for you.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to come in, ask questions. Listen, our sales cycle can go from overnight to 3 years.
Sure.
So if you just want to get into the system and
learn more.
Don't assume things.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to help you with this.
We actually have on our website a little section. If you scroll down on the first page, it's called the Mulchmate Vault.
Oh, yeah.
So for people who don't want to be harassed by salespeople, they just want information.
Right.
Go into the vault. We do ask for your email, but we're not going, no phone number. We're not going to call you.
Sure.
And you can get all the information on our products without talking to anybody.
Right.
But when you do have questions, we're here to help. And Brian is
Brian's awesome.
Yeah, he's great.
Brian's great, and the great thing is, like, when it gets over his head, he'll pass me the ball, and I'll just run to the end zone for you.
Yeah.
If you don't understand it, you can't work the numbers out in your head, talk to us. We'll help you through it.
Yeah. No, I love it.
Anybody thinks the numbers are not good in Mulchmate is blind.
Right. No, I remember your whiteboard video.
Yeah.
You should do another one, updated version.
I need to do
for 2024, 25, but remember that Kyle video you did? You probably shot it for him. Who knows?
No, I just stuck my phone on a cardboard box.
yeah. I was like, that's a great, I'm doing one in, it might have already came out by now, but a crew breakdown, how to build another crew, and the numbers behind it. Like, you got to know the math.
Yeah.
The math has the math.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Love it. All right. Well, no pitch here. If you guys want to check it out, mulchmateusa.com, and you guys can learn more. But Craig, thank you for sharing. It was a good time.
Pleasure.
I don't know why you're not on more of these damn things. If you're dropping nuggets and bombs like that, what the hell?
He chilled out like halfway through.
Selfish. Well, he's got a Modelo here, so that's a whole other story. No, well, who knows what's in his cup? You know what I'm saying? But appreciate you sharing. And anytime I can get somebody, I was talking about Father's Day, a couple months back, obviously, and I was talking about yourself, Logan Manning, Earth Advocate, his dad, a couple other great people out there. That I've been able to befriend, like Nick, but then I get to meet, you as a serendipity. And there's just so many great father power type people out there, fathers out there in the industry. And dude, you're a real one. So thank you.
Oh, thank you
for keeping his head on a swivel and keeping him out of trouble too.
It's a full-time job, but I enjoy it.
Half the time I feel like I'm doing that to him.
Well, there's probably an element of truth to that too. I was going to ask earlier, I'm like, who's the bigger killer? Like you or your dad, but
No, I'm definitely the killer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Craig's the Bill.
I'm the silent one that walks behind everybody, and
yeah,
if something goes crazy, I jump in.
He's the unsuspecting killer.
Yeah.
No one, like, when I come in the room, everybody sees me.
Yeah.
He comes in the room and is like, who's that? Next thing you know, he's like wiping everybody out.
As he's like spinning the revolver around, clicks. It's like, let's dance.
That's him.
All right. If you guys are still listening this far, I don't know why at this point. We're just having fun. This is the best part about like multi people on the podcast. You just get to hang out. It's like campfire talk with your buddies, So we'll do business, we'll make money, we'll have fun. But at the end of the day, it's all about relationships, and that's something I really appreciate with you guys as well. So thanks for being on.
Thanks, dude.
All right, guys, we'll button up right here. Appreciate you guys listening as well, and we'll catch up all of you guys here on the next episode.
Before you turn off the podcast, there are two things that we believe you will be highly interested in. First, if you're looking to stay up to date with the latest trends and insights in the world of lawn care, then you'll want to subscribe to our free email newsletter. It shows up in your inbox 3 times a week and includes a Monday motivational to kick off your week, a Wednesday what's new to keep you informed, and a Friday weekly recap of all the content we put out. The second thing is we have just launched Lawntrepreneur Academy Link. Now you can be a part of an exclusive community that links you to those who can help you grow in your lawn care business. Joining Lawntrepreneur Link will give you the tools that you need to stay accountable, get real-time expert advice, and find belonging in a community of folks who are passionate about the lawn care industry just like you. Visit LawnTrepreneurAcademy.com to learn how Link membership gives you unique access to monthly hangouts, bidding hour calls, coaching calls, expert lessons, and more. Stay ahead of the curve and level up your business with a membership to the Lawntrepreneur Academy Link. Find an easy-to-use link in the podcast description.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.